Keeping up with all these young Vaishnavas. Of course, young is a relative term.
You're forever 16.
Huh?
You're forever 16.
That's right. We're never young. So they're probably in their 30s now. When I was in my 30s, I was thinking that was old, but now I'm thinking it's young. I didn't have to wear these when I was in my 30s either. Okay. Celebrating, of course, the appearance of Lord Krishna, Krishna Janmashtami. I'm going to read just very briefly from Krishna book. And this isn't the advent of Lord Krishna, but it's still very appropriate. It's chapter 15 of Krishna book, and it's the killing of Denakasura. One of the Yada Yada Hi Dharmasya, one of the reasons that Krishna comes, and particularly in this manifestation, in his original form, was to protect the devotees. And one of the ways that he protected the devotees was by sorting out the demons. And one of those demons was Denakasura. And this is just the start of this pastime. I'll just read a few paragraphs. So chapter 15, the killing of Denakasura. In this way, Sri Krishna, along with his elder brother Balaram, passed the childhood age known as Kaumara and stepped into the age of Palganda from the 6th year up to the 10th. At that time, all the cowherd men conferred and agreed to give those boys who had passed their 5th year charge of the cows in the pasturing ground. Given charge of the cows, Krishna and Balaram traversed Vrindavan, purifying the land with their lotus footprints. Accompanied by the cowherd boys and Balaram, Krishna brought forward the cows and played on his flute as he entered the forest of Vrindavan, which was full of flowers, vegetables, and pasturing grass. Actually, that's what they call I'm not sure what they call that, but I said pasteurizing grass. The word pasteurizing, as we know, refers to milk. And I think that's a subconscious thing that's on my mind at the moment, because, I'm diverting now a little bit, but because that happened, I think maybe I'm meant to. That a few months ago, across the water in Dublin, we have some Govinda restaurants, and the first one I think started about 14 years ago. And of course this has all been captured on webcam, etc. But anyway, I'll take the risk. For 13 and a half of those 14 years, we were using fresh farm milk every single day. I think we were using, up to when we stopped recently, I think we were using somewhere around about, my calculations, 2010, by 2022, I think somewhere around about 2,000 litres a week, I think. Was it 2,000 litres a day? Anyway, a huge amount of this milk we were using. And we were turning it into paneer. And it was making what we call cheese sabji, a nice tomato sauce. And essentially it was considered by our customers to be their favourite preparation. And then a couple of months ago, 3, 4, 5 months ago, I can't remember exactly, something in that time frame, and you know, as Janitai Prabhu and the devotees here will know, that when you have a restaurant, you have regular inspections from the health people, the health and safety executives. They come and they get under your tables and, you know, down into the drains, and they're putting their probes and they're this and they're that, you know, checking out. I mean, I'm not aware ever of anybody really getting food poisoning in a vegetarian restaurant, what to speak of dying, you know. Apparently hundreds, if not thousands, of people die in hospital every year from this MRSA bug and C. difficile, so maybe they should, you know, put their health and safety people into the hospitals as opposed to vegetarian restaurants. But anyway, they come on a regular basis, at least twice a year, 3 times a year like that, and they do their regular checks. So 3 months ago they came on the regular check, and somehow or another, on that day, Krishna's arrangement, of course, somehow or another, they walked in and they saw these containers. We collect the milk in these white plastic containers, you know, 25-litre kind of plastic containers. And this chap just stumbling, you know, he'd been coming for years, and so he says, "Oh, what are those containers for?" And of course, the devotee that he asked hadn't really been quite properly briefed. And he says, "Oh, that's the milk we get from the farmer." So within minutes, immediately he was on his mobile phone to his boss back home, and immediately they sent out inspectors to the other 2 restaurants as well. So within 15, 20 minutes, you had an inspector, and they passed what they call a prohibition order. I don't know how long I should put this story in, but it's just I said pasteurising instead of pasturing, and that's why, because this became a big thing, you know. And now we're not allowed to use that milk anymore. Now we have to use shop milk, which is inferior quality. Doesn't you have to get a bigger quantity of milk to produce the same amount of cheese, and the cheese isn't the same. And I'll just finish on that. I could speak on this literally for days, this subject, because it's been such a traumatic thing, and we've been negotiating with them and trying this and trying that. But I'll finish on this one. The very first day that we had to use shop milk, one of our most regular customers comes in. He's been coming in for years and years, at least a decade, and he's actually a bodybuilder. And I didn't know this actually, I only found this out as a result of this. One of the main ingredients they use in bodybuilding is dairy and whey and all that kind of stuff, which I wasn't really aware of. Of course, we take the whey out, so I don't know how it works. But anyway, he would always come in, every single time he would come in, he would get the same preparation the whole time. He'd just get a plate with just rice and cheese subji, nothing else, no veg, no salad, nothing, just rice and cheese subji. So he actually came in the next day or 2 days later, he came in and he asked for his regular plate. And one of the devotees served him. And he went down to his, he paid for it, and then went down to his table, and he took a spoonful of it. And the first spoonful that he took, he let out this roar. You know, ah, what's that? You know? And he came up to the counter. He said, "What's that? What are you giving me? What's that? This is what I know." And the devotee explained to him that actually what's happened is we can't use this milk anymore. The health inspector did it. And he was really complaining, he was really annoyed. So the devotee actually said, it was actually my wife, and she said, "Well, I've got the health inspector's phone number, you can ring him if you like." So she rang him and gave the phone to the customer, and the customer started blasting the health inspector. "So I've been coming here for the last 9 years, at least 2 times a week. I've eaten hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of plates of this stuff, and I love it. And who the hell do you think you are that you can come and you can stop them using it? And I can't get..." It was amazing.
Animo!
But it hasn't changed their view. Anyway, sorry for that diversion, I apologize. Yeah. Okay, so the pasturing grass. The Vrindavan forest was as sanctified as the clear mind of a devotee, and was full of bees, flowers, and fruits. There were chirping birds and clear water lakes, with waters that could relieve one of all fatigue. Sweet-smelling breezes blew always, refreshing the mind and body. Krishna with his friends and Balaram entered the forest, and seeing the favourable situation, desired to enjoy the atmosphere to the fullest extent. Krishna saw all the trees, overloaded with fruits and fresh twigs, bending down to touch the ground, as if welcoming him by touching his lotus feet. He was very pleased by the behaviour of the trees, fruits and flowers, and he began to smile, realising their desires. I could read on, but I'll stop there. But it's just to give, that's just to give a flavour of Vrindavan and what it's like, and how perfect it is, and how, just how perfect and how glorious it is. It reminds me of another pastime in Vrindavan. One time, as we know, Krishna has unlimited devotees, and of course, as we also know, we know that he has lots of wonderful, wonderful, wonderful devotees. We hear sometimes that Lord Shiva is the best devotee, we hear that Narada Muni is the best devotee, and of course we hear that Srimati Radharani is the best devotee. But everybody is, and Krishna, as we know, is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Ishvara Paramar Krishna, is Supreme Controller, he's also Hamsavasya Prabhu. Everything is emanating from Krishna, like that. So, very, very powerful. Krishna is supremely powerful, all powerful.